Lesson 2. What are the opportunities for development in the Arctic? There are a wide range of economic opportunities available, including recreation, tourism, and resource exploitation. Tourism has become a vital industry in Alaska, the largest state of the United States. Alaska covers 591,000 square miles and contains Mount McKinley, the highest peak in North America at 20,000 feet or 6,194 meters. However, it is a fact that most of Alaska is still wilderness that attracts a growing number of tourists from the rest of the United States and other parts of the world. Visitors come to marvel at Alaska's coasts, rivers, mountains and glaciers. Others come to view the huge variety of life, from grizzly and brown bears to moose, caribou, wolf, elk, whales, sea otters, sea lions and eagles. Still, others come to fish for salmon in the state's remote and beautiful lakes and rivers, accessible only by float plane. Tourism is a relatively recent development in the Alaskan economy. In the 1990s, oil and natural gas still provided 85% of Alaska's gross state product. The discovery of oil and gas on Alaska's North Slope in 1965 and the subsequent construction of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline to Valdez were the basis of the state's prosperity. The oil and gas industry provided 110,000 jobs in 2015, whereas fishing, the second most important industry by value, employed 32,000 people directly. Alaskan waters are rich in fish, with salmon accounting for a third of all catches by value, followed by shellfish, halibut and herring. Tourism is the third largest industry in Alaska and in 2015 employed 38,700 people and generated $1.3 billion. On average, each visitor spends approximately $941 in Alaska during their visit. One restaurant or bar employee in the 3 owes their job to their tourist industry, together with 1 of 5 workers in retail industry. The Alaskan state government is keen to encourage the further growth of the tourist industry in order to diversify employment opportunities away from oil and gas, fishing, mining and the timber industry. Tourists bring money into the state and provide opportunities for employment as tour guides, coaches, taxis and boat drivers and pilots, as well as hotels, shops and restaurants. Up to a quarter of the estimated untapped oil and gas is expected to be found in the Arctic. However, it is a controversial and expensive initiative, with environmental groups calling for restraint. Countries around the Arctic Ocean are rushing to stake claims on the polar bear seabed and its oil and gas reserves, made more tempting by rising energy prices and thawing of Arctic ice cap as a result of global warming. Amazingly, in 2007, Russia claimed the North Pole by planting an underwater flag there. A year later, Canada, Denmark, Norway, Russia and the United States met in Greenland to discuss how to divide up the resources of the Arctic Ocean. These 5 countries are racing to establish the limits of their territory, stretching far beyond their land borders. According to the United States Geological Survey, the Arctic could hold up to a quarter of the world's undiscovered gas and oil reserves. Its 2008 report argued that almost 1/4 of this undiscovered, technically recoverable hydrocarbons in the world may be contained in an area north of the Arctic Circle itself. This amounts to 90 billion barrels of undiscovered, technically recoverable oil, 16 trillion cubic feet of technically recoverable natural gas, 44 billion barrels of technically recoverable natural gas liquids in 25 geologically defined areas thought to have potential for petroleum. This would mean that the Arctic accounts for around 13% of undiscovered oil, 30% of undiscovered natural gas, and 20% of undiscovered natural gas liquids in the world. About 84% of these estimated resources are expected to occur offshore. Recent plankton blooms suggest that a warmer Arctic will provide a boost to fisheries there too. Environmental groups have criticised the scramble for the Arctic, saying it will damage unique animal habitats, and they have called for a treaty similar to that regulating the Antarctic, which bans any military activity and mineral mining there.